put them in my seasonings. I wasn't using seasonings enough to, get high on them. I was using them to spice my foods.
Thank you. This is State of Kansas versus Jeremiah Brian Arnold, case number CLW 2024 CR 105. In this case, Mr. Arnold appears in person in custody by Zoom, and State appears by Ian Oddie, who appears by Zoom. This matter comes on for first appearance after a arrest on an affidavit of violation of probation filed by Court Services Officer Ashley Kling. Mr. Arnold, the affidavit filed by Ms. Kling asserts that on September 25th, 2025, you were granted 1 year probation from a sentence of 6 months in the county jail, that you served a 2-day quick dip sanction on December 17th, 2024 for failing a UA on November 21st, and that the UA was confirmed positive for amphetamines and methamphetamines. And then it asserts a new violation, which was violation of condition number 8, that you not illegally possess or traffic in any controlled substances. The allegation by Ms. Kling is that you submitted 2 UAs on December 17th and January 10th of this year, and that both were confirmed positive for amphetamine and methamphetamines. Do you understand the allegations in the affidavit of violation of probation?
Yes, sir.
Because you could be sentenced to serve a sanction which could be as great as an order for you to serve the 126 days that remained on the sentence after your quick dip. You're entitled to have an attorney represent you in this case. That is a right you can waive. You can also ask for time to hire an attorney of your own choosing, or you could ask the court to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. Do you know what you want to do regarding your right to an attorney?
I don't really want an attorney right now. The only thing I want is the option to go home and go get the thing that would prove that I was dose boss. And I figured out how. I just didn't figure it out until late.
Well, if
I would like an option to, look at my.
If you're going to deny the allegations of the probation pro se, we're going to end up having an evidentiary hearing on that. You will be in custody until we can have that evidentiary hearing.
I'm not trying to deny that I'm fully telling you, yeah, I probably was in fact had methamphetamines in my system. I just didn't know why.
You probably need to be talking to an attorney about that. But in any event, if you choose not to have an attorney, you will still have an evidentiary hearing at that, at which you can choose to explain to the court why you either aren't that you didn't intentionally violate the terms and conditions of your probation, and or present evidence on why the court should impose a sanction less than ordering you to serve the remaining balance of the sentence. Do you want an attorney to represent you in that process?
I don't need an attorney. I just need to be able to, do what you just got through saying.
You understand, if I appoint an attorney to represent you, well, if I were to appoint an attorney to represent you at the evidentiary hearing, which would take place in your presence in open court, the state would put on evidence to try to show by a preponderance of the evidence that you violated the terms and conditions of your probation, and either you on your own or through an attorney would have the right to cross-examine the state's witnesses. You would have the right through yourself or that attorney to present evidence on your own behalf if you chose to do so. And you would also have the right to testify on your own behalf, but you would not be required to do so. And if you chose not to testify, that decision would not be used against you in determining whether you violated the terms and conditions of your probation. You understand all those rights that you would be giving up if you proceed to a hearing without an attorney?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I get that.
And is it still your desire to do that?
Yes, sir.
Very well. For the record, do you deny that you violated the terms and conditions of your probation?
I unknowingly denied. Yeah, I would say that.
Thank you. Mr. Audie, what would you like to do about scheduling a evidentiary hearing? I'm going to find that Mr. Arnold has knowingly waived his right to counsel at this time and that we can proceed to schedule the matter for an evidentiary hearing.
I guess we just need to find a date on the calendar.
I'm looking at my calendar next week. Do you want to try to find a date next week?
My calendar would load. There it goes. Looks like probably the only time I could do next week would be Tuesday morning.
Okay, Tuesday morning, I'm going to be in court in Arkansas City. So if we go to the week after that, I'm going to be tied up Monday and Tuesday with CJE, but could be available, it looks like, any other day that would work for you.
Kristen, are you on?
Yes.
Do you have what the translator docket looks like on the 6th?
We have 1, 2, 3, 5 at 9, and then there's a Karen treatment at 11.
Okay.
Are you involved in AOT at all, Ian?
Yes. Or no,
Okay.
no, not AOT. So that's what I was about to ask. What does the afternoon look like?
He has AOT that day, so he doesn't have court until 3:30.
Okay, could we do like a 1:30 on this then?
On February 6th,
Yeah.
that will work for the court. So we'll set this for an evidentiary hearing on February 6th at 1:30 p.m. That will be in person.
Sir, may I be let out so that I can get my evidence?
Mr. Audie, what's the state's position on a bond?
I need to pull up I don't have a copy of the affidavit, so I need to pull that up to look at it real fast.
I'm not even asking for the entire time, just this afternoon. I'll be back by 5. Latest.
Your Honor, I would ask that the defendant remain in custody. I'm looking at email I had from the probation officer, and the recommendation from her is a 45-day sanction in jail. So I would ask that he remain in custody.
I looked at the the documents that accompany the affidavit, and they show positives both times with cutoffs of not less than that it has to be 500 nanograms or more for amphetamines, and you have the two prior positive tests, and I'm going to order that you remain in custody without bond until February 6th at 1:30 PM, when we will have an evidentiary hearing on the petition, on the probable cause affidavit. Anything else we need to address?
Yes, sir. How am I supposed to gather my evidence?
Well, you could ask me to appoint an attorney to represent you, but that's not going to change your bond. It just change who might be able to help you in that regard.
My evidence is in my apartment, locked away. I mean, literally, I am asking for a couple hours to go there and come right back, Your Honor. You can have a black and white, go with me. I don't care. I just need to pick up 5 bottles of seasoning.
Well, I'm not in a position to tell black and white that they have to go
I
with you.
understand that. I'm just asking for something reasonable.
Well, I can't really ask you what it is you think would prove that either the tests were wrong or that there's a reason why you tested positive without having known you were ingesting or injecting or inhaling or otherwise introducing controlled substances into the human body. So
Trying to be as honest as I can be and tell you, if I were to go get the evidence and bring it back, then you would understand. I didn't. Took me.
Mr. Audie, I don't see a persuasive reason to allow him out so that he can violate probation again. What's your position?
Telling you, gentlemen, I will be back here before 5 o'clock today. I won't even have time to violate.
Like I can't imagine, like the allegation is positive for amphetamine and methamphetamine. I can't imagine what seasonings he could have that would establish that that's not true.
Somebody put them in my seasonings. I wasn't using seasonings enough to, get high on them. I was using them to spice my foods.
Well, that's an argument you can present to the court on,
But I can't prove it if I don't have the seasonings.
I'm not going to release you on bond. So
Okay, thank you.
that concludes this hearing of made by order